I'm going to see if you can guess. I've already done an episode on this couple already. Who is my favorite old-timey couple of all? Oh.
Oh.
Was that a ghost?
Oh my God, it's Wish.
Oh
This is the Big Bad Boot.
We're siblings who explore spooky and scary stories, urban legends, tall tales, and true crime, all located in this crazy state that's shaped like a boot. A podcast about the weird state you wish you were from.
Hosted by the weird siblings you wish you had.
Someone came up to us Friday night and was like, "Oh, is this your husband, Bill?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"His name is Michael, but his nickname is Bill for brother-in-law." And they were like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And
They were nice, though.
They were nice. Michael said, "Someone recognized me."
He was pumped.
He was pumped.
Isn't William Bill, though?
William.
Yeah,
Bill is short
but
for William.
I call him Bill, B-I-L, brother-in-law.
Oh, Bill, but not B-I-L-L.
Correct.
Right.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hi,
Well,
Joner.
Hey, buddies.
Hi.
How we doing? We survived the ghoul attack there.
So-
Yeah, we got 24 minutes into filming, and a ghost came in and killed the lights.
Literally shut the power off to this room. And luckily, one of the cameras stayed on to capture, I think it's me.
Your camera stayed on. Mine said, I'm out.
I'm outie.
Because when the power went off, I immediately just went, I'm scared.
He took
Like, I'm out.
Poor Jonah. Poor Jonah was like, "Hold on, guys. Let me check."
We might be completely
So
screwed.
this is take 2 of this episode.
Do.
But we think we might have a ghost. We mean you no harm. Please don't do
Lord.
that again.
I think the more we've recorded spookies in this studio,
Yeah.
It's
the
becoming
more.
like a place.
Well, maybe.
What if it's like
hard to say.
They feel comfortable.
their Paul's Cafe of places?
Yeah. Their neighborhood hangout.
Yeah, they're stopping in.
I'm okay with that. Look at all the seating in here. There might be people sitting here right now and we don't know it.
I can feel.
The vibrations. Sorry.
Okay, so,
Go ahead and cough.
sorry. I have the suds. Sorry.
This is a podcast. Welcome to the Big Bad
Because
Booth.
now take 2, we're like, let's get into it.
Now we're like, hey, we've read these twice already, but we're going to read them for you again because you haven't heard these yet.
Yes.
First listener email. Go.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Hey guys, I discovered the pod on Facebook. After listening to the first episode, I thought my 11-year-old daughter would enjoy it as well. We have a 45 commute to school/work daily. I'll pray for you. That is a long drive. I try to engage her during our ride, so I thought she would enjoy learning some interesting things about her state. Needless to say, she fell in love. Fun fact is, Naomi attends Champ Cooper. And of course, Miss Abby was her teacher before retirement. Ooh.
Oh, that's our mom.
Shout out Mom and Naomi. Naomi once told me she wishes all teachers were like y'all's mom. That warms my heart.
Our mom is a great teacher.
She is.
Like not even trying to brag. Like all y'all other teachers are poo. Our mom's the best.
Not poo.
But
I had some good teachers.
our mom is the bomb.com.
She is. And so are her friends. Champ Cooper got some goodies. They are. Or should I say baddies? Hey. She always loved and excelled in her class. So she enjoyed when you both referenced y'all's parents. Oh, me.
Caleb can't
Yeah,
read.
I can't, man. Getting back to the podcast, we truly love the sense of humor and thanks for the trigger warning since she is only 11. No worries. She asked me to email y'all and let y'all know how much she enjoys it. We pause it a lot and talk about some of the historical aspects. Y'all are doing a great job. So from myself, thanks for the morning commentary. Shelly and Naomi Moritz. Shelly, sorry, I had so much trouble reading that.
Shelly will email you a discount code for our merch store.
For you and little Naomi.
When
A little big bad booty. A little big bad booty.
a widow booty. When a preteen, like 11 to 14-year-old, thinks I am cool,
You're doing something right. Because Gen
Naomi.
Alpha,
they're terrifying.
petrifying.
They're terrifying.
Oh my gosh. They run the world.
They will clock you. They'll be like, "What's wrong with your face?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was hoping you'd tell me. I don't know."
They scare the patootie out of me.
Well, thank you, Naomi and Shelly. That made my heart very happy. And thank you. All right. This one is a little long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing.
And keep in mind, we've heard these twice.
This is the second
and
time.
I think
This caused it?
It's this listener's email that caused the power
Okay, well,
outage.
this is the experiment. So I'm going to
Okay.
read this again.
If
and
it happens again,
we quit.
There's a Caleb-shaped hole in the wall.
Because it's about ghost. So this email's from Madeline Como. And the subject line is ghost/graveyard story from your number one fan.
Work. Go,
Work.
Madeline.
Hey, y'all. My name is Madeline. I'm 26, living in Lafayette.
Nice.
Love Lafayette.
Amen.
I discovered the podcast literally 3 days ago, and I'm already on episode 11. I'm obsessed.
So Madison is
Madeline.
She's rolling through them.
Yeah. I have a few stories for y'all. First one, after listening to the episode about graveyards and burials in New Orleans, I figured I could share how we bury in my family. Oh, so y'all got money.
Period.
On my mom's side of the family, they have their own private cemetery in their backyard. Yes, literally, a house, then bam, graveyard. Some of the graves are so old, the dates are not legible.
I would rather that than an in-ground pool, and that is not a lie.
It's like the Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They got dead people in the backyard. I need to know y'all's thoughts and opinions on this. I love it. I think that's a flex. I think it's bougie.
I like it.
And that lets me know y'all got money. So next time you come to Ponchatoula, guess who's buying drinks? You are. Because it says you're of age, you're 26.
But
so
we will send you a discount
we
code.
will send you a discount code.
For merch.
She says, please do more spooky episodes.
You got it.
I grew up in a town called Franklin, Louisiana, about an hour south of Lafayette. I lived in an old antebellum home for about 22 years on Main Street. What comes with old homes? Ghosts.
Ooh.
Okay, I was waiting to see if the lights went out. I have a few stories of our ghost. I named her Cecilia.
I like that name.
So I'm going to read one of these stories about Cecilia. Because again, it's several pages.
Which I love.
Love the energy.
Yes.
We had an exchange student from Guatemala stay with us for 3 months. She slept in my sister's room all the way in the back of the house. My room was connected to her room, then my room turned into the hallway. Take a few steps down the hall, and you're in my parents' room. Anyway, our dog Zoe would sleep on the floor on her bed right next to my dad's side of the bed. His side of the bed was the closest to the doorway. One night, my dog started having a seizure. She was on meds, but sometimes still had them, and my dad heard her and got up to comfort her. The lights were still off, so he didn't wake up my mom. He saw a dark, shadowy figure appear in his doorway and told our exchange student that he had everything under control and Zoe would be okay in a few minutes. The figure turned around and walked back towards my sister's bedroom. No words were exchanged. The next morning, my dad thanked our exchange student for getting up in the middle of the night to check on our dog Zoe. She had no idea what he was talking about and said she never got up the night before.
That is dork-sided.
Dorks. In Jesus' name, I pray.
Oh, my gosh.
But what if the ghost was concerned for the dog and was like checking to make sure the dog
Could
was
ours
okay?
have been concerned about our cameras?
You're right.
I'm mad at all ghosts right now.
I'll do it. Okay. So I'm skipping a few of her stories because it is so long. However, she says, I'm so sorry this is so long, but I had to share with y'all. P.S. Merch idea. A shirt with God Made You and the Rougarou 2. 10 out of 10 would buy.
Already got it.
Guess what? You're in luck. Big Bad Boot merch store, or is it bigbadbootmerch.com?
Bigbadbootmerch.com.
We have a shirt that says that. You can get it in a bunch of different colors.
And long sleeve as well. We'll send you a discount code.
Love y'all. Keep being sassy and southern. Madeline.
Love you, Madeline.
Thanks, Madeline. That was a good one. Okay.
Is it too early to talk about the door courts?
About
no.
Is it
yes?
too early?
I don't think so.
Have we even?
We can.
can edit this out, but I just
Yes.
No.
you mentioned it, so I just
Talk about it.
I just
Dork-sided.
That's
okay.
excited.
So,
For those of you who are not aware,
Marguerite Perrin from Trading Spouses is going to be a guest on the pod.
literally in 7 days.
I can't wait. I had the
8
privilege
days.
of meeting and talking with Marguerite. She's very excited. And she's
For those of you who don't
She's
know
very
who we're talking
different.
about, go on TikTok or YouTube and literally
YouTube.
just search God Warrior.
yes, and
And
you
it
will
will come
find
up.
her. And I have to say, she is not what I expected.
Okay.
And I low-key, not even low-key, high-key, want to be her best friend.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Hammond Square, where I spend a lot of my money. Hammond Square is your premier shopping destination in Tangipahoa Parish, with stores like Target, Best Buy, Home Goods, Michaels, Ulta, TJ Maxx, Dillard's, and more. You'll find what you need every time. Ever heard of all those things?
Yes. I spend a lot of time and money at Target.
We also have a great lineup of locally owned shops, including Bellagio Salon and Spa and our personal favorite, Obsession Boutique, Twirl, and Tailored. Or if you're looking for a great place to unwind and dine, Hammond Square offers cuisine you can't pass up, like Albasha, Margaritas, Santa Fe, Walk-Ons, Five Guys, Chipotle, Poke City, and even dessert. Wait, is it pronounced poke or poke?
I don't know.
We should have probably asked.
That's fine.
Poke City or Poke? Thank you, Mallory. Poke City, and even dessert. Crumble cookies and Great American Cookie are a great pick every time. Everything you need is right at Hammond Square. You can check out Hammond Square in person and on our socials, Facebook and Instagram. They are located on I-12 at exit 40. Go see them today. Are you tired of the traditional, painful, and expensive options for hair removal? Say hello to Mimi's Laser Alternatives. They offer cutting-edge, non-invasive treatments that leave you with silky smooth skin without the pain or hassle of lasers. Whether you're looking to remove unwanted hair, treat stubborn skin issues, or just pamper yourself, Mimi's has a range of effective, safe, and comfortable options that work for every skin type. No more downtime, no more irritation, just results that you'll love. And the best part? There's no lasers. Mimi's Laser Alternatives is all about making beauty treatments accessible, easy, and most importantly, comfortable. Visit Mimi's Laser Alternatives in Harahan, Louisiana, or book an appointment online at laseralternatives.com. And I know Mimi Fallow personally, and she is quite literally the sweetest person you've ever met.
Bless her.
So that is somebody that I think I would want removing unwanted and unsightly hair from my body because she would not make me feel bad about it. Get ready to experience the future of skincare today. Mimi's Laser Alternatives, smooth skin with no strings attached.
Looking for a place where good food, great vibes, and Southern charm all come together? Then you've got to check out Paul's Cafe in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Whether you're craving a classic po' boy, a hot bowl of gumbo, or just some of the best breakfast around, Paul's Cafe has you covered. And there's something special. And here's something special. Paul's Cafe is also the home of the official daiquiri of the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival. Yep, you heard that right. Locally owned and loved by the community since the 1970s, it's the perfect spot to grab a bite, sip on that famous daiquiri, and enjoy the friendly atmosphere. So next time you're in Ponchatoula, make sure to stop by Paul's Cafe, where the food's always delicious and the hospitality is legendary. You won't regret it.
So
We stayed on the phone for 2 hours and
That's
45 minutes.
not a
The
lie.
first phone call we had.
So she
was
was
awesome.
on Trading Spouses and famously crashed out on national television.
Yes.
And
Because they traded her. She's very religious. They traded her with like a
Wiccan or like someone who
she wasn't a Wiccan, but she like
believed in
did like
astrology.
solstice parties,
Yeah.
and she was a psychic a hypnotherapist. And Marguerite was like, "Somebody get me to a church right now."
yeah,
And everything was dork-sided and tainted.
and she has been like drag queens dress up as her. She's
Yes.
like internet famous.
She ripped that check up and said,
In Jesus' name, I
"Get
pray."
the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray."
Yep, it's
I
true.
love her.
If you believe in God, you can stay.
Yeah, if you believe in God, you can stay at my house.
So she is from Ponchatoula, where we're from. So we just threw some spaghetti at the wall and we said, "Hey, Marguerite, we love you. We would love to talk to you," because now she has a really large following on TikTok, and
She's a big deal.
she's leaned into this internet fame,
Yes.
and so
She was partying with Frankie Grande.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't signed an NDA or anything, but she's going to be our first guest on the show that we're filming on location at Kate Street Seafood Station.
Yes, and it's going to be a banger.
We cannot wait.
And then our second guest
Our second guest will
is
be
Miss Rachel Swindler. She's actually one of our friends that was on Big Brother.
Yeah.
And she's like a Louisiana transplant. So,
We love Big Brother.
I love me some Rachel Swindler.
Same.
In the short 3 years I've known her, we made a lot of memories together.
We are obsessed with Big Brother at my house. We watch it every year religiously. We never miss an episode. I would not do well on Big Brother. Caleb would. But when we met her for the very first time, we were like starstruck because we had only known her from Big Brother.
Yes.
And she very famously got blindsided and got evicted. But y'all will love her, we promise. So
I love
it's going to
that
be
girl.
like two reality
She
stars.
texted me today.
Two reality TV stars. One from Louisiana, one a transplant.
Yep.
And they're both really funny. They're both really good on social media. Like,
Both 10 out of 10, all around great people.
great time, great vibes. So y'all going to love it.
Yeah, so
Be on the lookout for that.
Come on out to
I mean, it's not a
Kate
live
Street.
episode.
No, it's not, but
Go eat at Kate Street Seafood Station.
if you can make a resi
Yeah.
in our section that we'll be doing this in,
Yeah.
go for it.
But
It's April 9th
April 9th. Wee-hee. That's so
at
exciting.
dinner time.
Because I'm going to be getting some
Pump it up. I'm going to get
Some
crunchy
cheese.
wasabi tuna steak.
cheese dip
I can't wait. And a crazy train.
with pita bread. Yeah.
A crazy
so good.
train. Oh,
Yep. All right.
okay.
We're going to get into it because, again, we recorded 24 minutes of an episode.
Yeah, and I've got red beans, rice, and cornbread waiting for me at the house. And you know how I feel about
We
cornbread.
famously know Caleb gets very bored during my stories.
I don't.
Well,
I was
the last
just tired.
episode, you yawned thrice.
I was tired.
All right. Well, I'm going to not go quickly, but
Okay.
out of... You said earlier, oh, you're going to be really tooting when you get home after eating red beans.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm
Yeah,
lactose intolerant, and I had all the lactose last night because one thing about me, I be tooting. I be tooting. Not right now, not in this confined space, but
Oof.
I'm lactose intolerant, and I love lactose.
Yep.
I love it so much. Cheese.
I love cheese.
any type
God.
of cream.
Any type of
like-
milk-based product.
Oh,
Yeah.
give me an IV of just like buttermilk.
Yeah.
It's a
Your blood type is buttermilk.
period. Show is.
All right. My story is kind of a fun one. It's not as sad as yours that we just did.
Okay.
I mean, someone still dies.
She died.
But this one's an old one. This is from the vault. This is from the 1940s.
Ooh, okay.
So
I feel like that's how they danced in the 40s.
where they just pointed their fingers
yeah.
in the air. This isn't gin. This is motor oil.
I love that girl.
So this is a story about another ride or die old timey couple. So
Okay.
who's my favorite?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Correct. Bonnie and Clyde
Sorry,
is
I didn't even let you finish that sentence.
are my all-time favorite couple because it's a story about two young kids who love each other, ride or die. They are good looking. They're running from the law. And it's just glamorous and wonderful and everything. If you didn't listen to our podcast episode about Bonnie and Clyde,
That was a banger.
you'll be in for a treat. It's a very good one. But this is the story about another couple who was ride or die, young and good looking,
Me too.
till the end.
Were they also lactose intolerant?
I don't know that. I don't know if they even knew what lactose intolerancy was in the 40s.
Man.
I don't think there was as many allergies as there are now. But this is the story of Toni Jo Henry, the first and only woman put to death by the electric chair in the state of Louisiana.
Aicha.
That's indeed.
That's got to be a tough way to go out. Just like
I looked up, and it's very morbid, but there's literally a YouTube video that's like what happens to your body in the electric chair.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Do you poop yourself?
I don't
Do you
think
poop
so.
yourself?
I don't know, but
No.
if it's not done correctly, you don't die, and it is very painful. So there's a lot of science that goes into making sure that there's the correct voltage in the
Oh
right
my
places.
gosh, that would be my luck.
Right.
Like,
Which I think that's part of why they don't do it anymore, was because it wasn't an exact science. Have you ever
oh my
seen
Lord.
The Green Mile?
No, but I watched the.
Is that where he's like,
Tom Hanks is the
my mom always used to say like a certain thing. I need to go back and check, but she would
That's-
always say a little bit when we were being bad.
oh,
And she would say
you're
something.
gonna go
to
walk
us,
the Green Mile.
Something like that, yeah.
By the way, that's a Stephen King short story. Don't know if y'all know that.
I watched
And the Shawshank
men,
Redemption.
I watched the men who. Shit, Taki.
A lot of cough, sorry.
Yeah, same. The men who built America, like it was Edison or Nikola
Tesla?
Tesla, but one of them wanted to show how they could humanely put a death row inmate to death via electric chair, and it didn't work. So, like, they take the guy's mask off, and he's just bleeding from everywhere, but he's still alive. And I was like, dang.
Like, a lot of people, and that was one thing they said in the video that, which, trigger warning, sorry, that they thought they put the mask on to, like, hide, like, to act as a punishment for the person getting executed, but it's because, like, your face melts. And so it's
that
to keep...
sucks.
Yeah.
But, like, if you did some horrible crap,
Anywho...
Okay.
My sources are a video by our friend Louisiana Dread.
Love.
On YouTube and TikTok. And an article titled The Love and Legend of Toni Jo and the Cowboy.
Cool.
Written by Russell McDermott for the Texarkana Gazette.
Cool. And I like that it's a girl named Toni.
Toni.
That's cool.
Okay. So Toni's given name was Annie Beatrice McQuinston.
That's rough.
And she was born in 1916 in Shreveport, Louisiana. She was the third of 5 children. Her mother died of tuberculosis when Toni was just 6 years old, so she lived with her father and her stepmother. At the age of 13, she worked at, and I kid you not...
Dairy Queen.
No. A macaroni factory.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Now, is it macaroni and cheese, or is it just the nudes?
I'll be tootin'. I don't know.
If I was at the Kraft mac and cheese factory, sign me up. I'd be like Lucille Ball, Lucy and Ethel shoving the chocolates in her mouth.
You would need a wheelbarrow to get me out of there.
God, I love cheese.
Me too. We gotta stop talking about food.
So at the age of 13, when she was working at the macaroni factory, she was fired when management found out that her mom died of tuberculosis, which is almost 7 years prior. But the stigma around tuberculosis was so heavy during that time because, again, remember, we've talked about this before. People didn't understand diseases.
Right.
And how they spread. So your family was judged very heavily if you had somebody in your family that had or died of TB.
Right.
So they fired her because they're like, oh, ew, gross. You got cooties. Get out of here.
That's sad.
Huge
also,
social
like,
stigma.
HIPAA. But,
Wasn't a thing. Toni's father was enraged that she lost her job, and it was said that upon hearing the news, he beat her within an inch of her life. She was 13 years old working at the dadgum macaroni factory.
Oh, I hope he got hemorrhoids.
So she
unpleasant.
runs away from home, which don't blame her.
Yeah.
But this unfortunately led her to become a sex worker, and she began working at a brothel in Shreveport.
Dang.
This is when she changed her name from Annie to Toni Jo Hood, which, in what I've read and what I've listened to, it said she changed it because she felt that the name Toni and Toni,
Nice.
she felt it was more exotic and like grown up than stop yawning.
I didn't yawn.
You looked like you wanted to.
No, I did not yawn.
She felt it was more exotic and adult than Annie Beatrice, which I agree.
And what was her last name? Like
McQuinston.
McQuinston.
McQuinston. So that's when she changes her name.
Okay.
So she is a sex worker now.
Okay, work. Or don't. Sorry.
Or
That was
don't.
a bad thing to say at that time.
One of Toni Jo's clients was a man named Claude Henry, but everybody called him Cowboy, which in my mind's eye, this is a good-looking cat. And I haven't seen any pictures of him, but she was beautiful. Like, pictures of her, she is beautiful. We'll post some. Like, this was before. This was before Toni Jo Henry.
Okay.
Because this was before, like, Botox, like, hardcore skincare
So
products.
she was just naturally beautiful.
She was beautiful. Like, I think she could have been a movie star, truly. She had light skin and blue eyes and dark hair.
Yeah, she has, like, jet black hair.
She's
beautiful. Is beautiful.
So in my head, I picture Cowboy as, like, Walton Goggins. But in my mind, this is Walton Goggins.
Okay.
Because he was a washed-up boxer turned criminal, which I'm like, sign me up.
Okay.
Check 1 and 2. And when he met Toni Jo, it was pretty much love at first sight, just like Bonnie and Clyde.
Nice. Okay.
Cowboy was all in, and he was like, this is the love of my life. I want to get married.
Boom.
But there was one big issue. She was 23, so she was of age to
I
get
was about
married.
to say, was she like 14 at this point?
She was 23, but she had already gotten caught up in the life of sex work and drugs, and she was addicted to drugs.
Oh.
It said that she was addicted to cocaine.
Who wasn't back then?
Because it was readily available. We learned that
Yeah,
most
like,
drugs were readily
everyone
available everywhere.
It was like,
that time.
little Jimmy doesn't feel good. Like,
Here's
give him
some-
this cough drop that has cocaine on it.
a cocaine-laced throat lozenge. Yeah.
Like, man.
But Cowboy said, I love you. I'm going to marry you anyway. So in November, he marries her. She becomes Toni Jo Henry.
Okay.
And he takes her out to California where he basically like put her in quarantine for a month and made her like detox. And she quits drugs, which I'm like,
Good for him.
that's sweet. But
All right, Cowboy.
you'll change your mind.
Oh, okay.
Toni Jo later said he was right by her side the entire time, taking care of her with so much love. And thanks to him, she finally kicked her addiction, which I was like, sweet. The tables turn.
Okay.
Their honeymoon did not last very long because several months later, Cowboy gets arrested for the murder of a police officer.
Oh, cool.
In 1940, he was sentenced to 50 years in the Huntsville Penitentiary in Texas, which we've also talked about that penitentiary before. That place was no joke.
Was that the bloody ham?
That place was, no, that was another one. But that place is bad to the bone. Because you remember when I played softball at Southeastern and we used to play Sam Houston and they're in Huntsville and they were like right next to the prison. And there were you don't remember all the signs everywhere?
Oh, don't pick up hitchhikers.
Yes.
Yes.
That place
all
is
over the place.
no joke.
Oh,
But Toni was ride or die. They loved each other and she decided she didn't want to live without him. So the day he went to prison, she began to plot on how to get him out.
Okay.
I love Toni. I love this.
Okay.
But she couldn't do it by herself. So she recruited the help of a man named Harold Burks. I don't like that name at all. I don't know why. He was an army deserter, boo, and a criminal himself. So Toni,
he deserted the army?
that's what an army deserter means, yes.
Okay.
Context clues. That's when
Okay.
people are
That
like,
would-
bye, goodbye, I quit.
That would be me. I'm sorry. I'm patriotic. But
Just don't
like,
send you to do it.
yeah, no one wants me. Where's Caleb?
He gone. He be
trying
tootin'.
trying to find lactate medicine somewhere in Afghanistan. How did Caleb get injured in war? He had too much lactose and he forgot his pills, so he literally farted himself to death. Like, that would be me. Mom's probably so proud of me.
Absent without leave.
Mom and
That's-
Dad, this episode's gonna come out. Dad's gonna go, shush.
Son, stop talking about tooting. And he gets embarrassed. He doesn't even like to say the word toot. So Toni and Harold hatch a plan to rob a bank in Arkansas
Okay.
and then use that cash to help hopefully break Cowboy out of prison, which I don't understand how the two go together. Like, I don't know if you need money for supplies. Like, I don't know what
Or were
logic.
they gonna try to bribe their way?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because she recruited him because since he was a criminal, he had been to that penitentiary before and he claimed to know the layout of it.
Right. He's got the blueprint.
Yes, he's got it.
And the dome.
So, in a classic case of wrong place, wrong time, a man named Joseph P. Calloway was on his way to drop off, you'll love this, a Ford Coupe
Oh, yeah.
to his friend when he saw Toni Jo and Burks hitchhiking. And not knowing what they had in mind, he offered them a ride. As they were driving through, we didn't do this on purpose, Jennings, Louisiana. Caleb just did
What?
an episode on Jennings. Toni Jo and Harold pull a gun on Joseph Calloway and rob him at gunpoint. But they did, before the two decided we're not going to kill anybody if we can help it. We're just trying to get Cowboy out of prison. Like, they agreed on that.
Okay.
They locked him in his trunk. That sucks. And took off down a back road where they planned to just leave him out in the middle of nowhere so they couldn't catch up. He couldn't catch up to them in time.
Do we know what month this is?
Oh, God, I hope it wasn't like August.
That's what I'm saying. Because poor guy.
And they were going to take his getaway car from him, but Toni has an idea. So they told Calloway to get out of the car and ordered him to strip naked and give Toni all of his clothes because she wanted his nice suit to give Cowboy as a gift when they got him out of prison.
Bro.
Then this poor man is kneeling on the ground buck naked as the day he was born, and they shoot him in the back of the head with a .32 caliber revolver.
Why?
And And Harold claims Toni shot him. Toni claims Harold did. So
Both of y'all suck.
we're
So,
not
like,
100% sure who actually pulled the trigger, but I agree, both of them suck. So Toni and Harold then took the car and drove it all the way to Camden, Arkansas, where they were planning to rob a bank. So first they were like, all right, we got the getaway car. We got the suit to give Cowboy as a gift, which, okay. And now we got to go rob a bank to get money to break him out of prison. I don't know why those two things were the order of operations.
Well, they weren't exactly studying for their masters.
No. So on the way to Arkansas, Toni falls asleep in the passenger seat because shooting a man in the back of the head really takes it out of you.
Right.
And Harold, Harold has time to think. So he gets some angel and devil on his shoulders.
Okay.
Like the classic scene in the cinematic masterpiece, Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
And he becomes concerned about just how far Toni was willing to go to break Cowboy out of prison. And he starts having second thoughts. So he dips.
While she's asleep?
He pushes Toni out of the car while she's sleeping and abandons her and drives away. So Toni is on her own with no...
That makes me think Toni shot the guy.
I agree. Because he's like, oh, God, if she's going to shoot this man, she'll shoot me too.
If she asked me to strip naked...
It's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toni is on her own with no car, no money, no food, and she just killed a man who was buck naked. And she don't even have the suit to prove it. He took the suit too. Because the suit was in the car.
Man.
So she was able somehow to make her way back to Shreveport. And
That has to be a long walk.
She hitchhiked.
Yeah.
And she hid out at her aunt's house. But again, here's another aunt who was ride or die and observant and said, like in our last episode, Aunt Mary / Aunt Diane. But after learning that her niece killed a man in cold blood, Toni's aunt contacts the state troopers and they arrest Toni at her aunt's house. So her aunt said, in Jesus' name, I pray, get out of my house.
Aunt Diane wouldn't do that to me.
She would be like, your secret's safe with me.
Yeah, she'd be like, it's okay. It's okay.
Just don't ever talk about it again.
Don't ever bring it up again.
Yeah. So Toni is arrested and she confesses to the murder like as soon as she gets arrested and tells police exactly where they can find the body of the naked man, Joseph Calloway. Her trial was held in Calcasieu Parish in 1940. Now, again, like I said earlier, Toni was beautiful. Mm-hmm. And because of that, her case gained a ton of media attention. Okay. And she got the nickname the Tigress. I don't know why, but that's what they called her. She did look very exotic, like almost like Elizabeth Taylor, like light skin.
She gave me, what was the Addams Family mom name? Morticia.
I could, yes.
She gave me
like
Morticia
pencil
vibes.
thin, dark eyebrows,
was
light
skinny
skin.
and had like jet black hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So she gained a ton of media attention and she took that to her advantage. So she leans into it.
Nice.
And she claims that it was actually Harold who killed Joseph, not her. But after deliberating for 6 hours, the jury finds her guilty and sentenced her to hang until dead. But, because you're like, wait, I thought you said electric chair.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Toni Jo appealed and was granted a new trial on the basis that she felt the intense media coverage influenced her guilty verdict, which is like, all right, maybe.
Was this in the same place as Ville Platte? Was this anywhere near Ville Platte?
Calcasieu Parish, 1940.
Now I'm going to look that up later because...
So she gets a new trial in 1941, but this time Harold takes the stand and testifies against her. Okay. The second time, she is found guilty and sentenced to death.
Okay.
Wait for it. She appeals again and is granted a third trial. I don't know. They didn't say why the third time.
Does she want like a Royal Caribbean cruise too? Anything else?
I think, honestly, if she would not have been a beautiful young woman, I don't think she would have got that many retrials.
Absolutely not.
But in 1942, she was finally sentenced to death for the murder of Joseph Calloway. So the third time was not the charm.
Okay.
But all of her appeals and stalling might not have worked out for her in the end, as it turns out, because during that time, from the time she was arrested to the time she was finally sentenced the third time,
They had invented the electric
the
chair.
Louisiana changed its method of execution from
man.
hanging to the electric chair.
What do you think's worse?
Oh, God.
Because I feel like hanging, if it's one of the hangs where they like click and like the floor drops, I feel like it's instant like breaks your neck.
This is really morbid, but I've like watched videos about this, and
Yeah.
there's reasons why there were executioners, because it was this person's job to make sure that the act of the execution happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Because people who don't know what they're doing
Could like botch it.
correct.
Okay.
And so there's a reason why like a lot of hangings took place on big platforms with the drops down. Because if you don't this is so bad. If you don't drop from a big enough height, you will just suffocate and it'll take you like 30 minutes to die.
Yeah.
Where the goal is
It's
for you to break your neck. Kind of the same concept with the electric chair. If it's not done correctly with the right amount of voltage in the right places, you will just like slowly melt. So it's rough. It's rough. So this electric chair, this is so Louisiana coded, it's not even funny, was a mobile electric chair. So it traveled from courthouse to courthouse depending on where it was needed. And the chair was nicknamed Gruesome Gertie.
Sure. What the hell? Okay.
4 days prior to Toni's execution, this is my favorite part. What do you think happened? 4 days prior to her execution.
Gertie gets a flat on the way to the courthouse.
So we're going non-scripted with this ad. Okay. So this episode is brought to you by our friends at Covington Beer Garden.
That is one of my favorite places. It
is in downtown Covington, Louisiana, and there's no other place like it on the North Shore.
Vibes, impeccable.
It is an indoor-outdoor event space / beer garden / bar. But what I love that they do is there's literally something almost every night.
Yeah. They're very good at planning.
There's bingo. They have speed dating. Did you see that?
No, but one of my friends went to that actually, and I think it panned out.
That's nice. Yeah. See? They also have like random stuff like dog fashion shows, which we were judges of back at Christmas time. And it was
one of the funnest events I've ever done.
So I don't have the address off the top of my head because, George, you said I could just riff. So go to Covington Beer Garden in downtown Covington. You will see Caleb and I there. We go there all the time. And George, you're the man. Thank you.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Whether you're launching a new business or just need to spice up your marketing, Romano Promo has your back.
From custom swag to promo products that wow, Romano Promo has everything you need to get noticed. T-shirts, mugs, hats, pins, you name it, they've got it. And it's all top quality. Trust us, you'll be the talk of the town, and your logo will be too.
Got a big event coming up? Romano Promo can hook you up with everything from giveaways to corporate swag that'll have your clients say, "Take my money."
And the best part, Romano Promo makes the process fun. This is actually very true. We work with Romano Promo. I'm currently wearing a shirt that they made.
Same.
They design and put up our merch. We love working with them. They work with you to make sure your promo game is on point, and they make it all stress-free, which for me, I got enough stress in my life. I'm very happy about the stress-free part.
So whether you're an entrepreneur, an event planner, or just someone who likes cool stuff with their logo on it, Romano Promo is your one-stop shop. Visit them at romanopromo.com. Romano Promo, where promo products meet fun, creativity, and results. All right, folks, we all know a logo can make or break your business. So if your branding looks like it was designed by Microsoft Paint, it's time to call Aubrey Carrier with AWC Graphics. She doesn't just design, she makes your business shine. We're talking fonts, colors, logos, merch designs, social media graphics, basically everything you need to make your business stand out and reach your target audience. So stop staring at those old graphics and give your brand the glow up it deserves. Visit AWC Graphics on Instagram or awcgraphicdesign.com and let her work some magic for your brand. She breaks out.
No, but you're close. Somebody breaks out.
Harold.
No.
Oh.
Cowboy.
Yeah. I almost said John Henry, but it's Claude Henry.
John Henry. John Henry.
It's Claude Henry?
Claude Henry,
Okay.
Cowboy.
Okay.
4 days prior to her execution, Cowboy manages to escape from prison in an attempt to see his wife one last time. However, he was recaptured in Beaumont, Texas.
Oof.
Soon afterwards, he was paroled due to ill health. So he did get out, but he was shot to death by a cafe owner in 1945 in Dallas while out on parole.
And that's Dallas.
And that is Dallas.
That man. Okay.
I know it's terrible, but I thought that's really sweet and poetic. Like, he was like, okay, now she's in prison. I got to get out so I can go see her.
Yeah, but or just
there's
don't do crime.
Or just don't do crime. I agree. But they were like, man. I just keep picturing Walton Goggins, so that's why I'm endeared to it.
I guess.
But so on November 28th, 1942, Toni Jo was escorted to the basement of the Calcasieu Parish Courthouse.
A basement?
Oh, in the basement, baby. Guess they don't flood too much there. I don't know.
Let's say, what parish is that in?
She became the first and only woman ever to be put to death by the electric chair in Louisiana, and she is now buried in Lake Charles, and her grave is still there today. You can go see it.
She took a squat on old Gert.
On Gertie Gert, gruesome Gert.
Gruesome Gert.
And
that's
that
awesome.
is the story of Toni Jo Henry.
Man, next time I pass through Lake Charles, I'm gonna go find her grave.
You can go find it. It's on Google, like find a grave, like findagrave.com or whatever. I saw pictures of it.
I also, when I was looking at her pictures, found that there's a movie about them.
So there's
The
a
Pardon.
movie that was made in like 2007 or something. Or, yep.
The Pardon.
I don't know.
Pardon me. You
don't-
left your tears on the jukebox.
I don't know if it got very good reviews. I think it got like a 5 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
But it's about her. But
Could be a fun watch.
we'll see.
We could watch it on Patreon.
Okay, is that what it said? Oh, we can watch it.
Yeah,
Got it,
on
got it, got it.
Patreon.
On Patreon.
When we finally get that going, we're gonna do it.
So I know that was a shorty, but maybe it was a good thing it was a shorty because we had to start this episode
yeah,
over.
technically it took us an hour and 45 minutes.
Yes,
It worked.
but it was because of the ghosts.
It was.
Yeah.
The ghost said,
No.
cut the power.
Could you imagine like walking to an electric chair and like knowing in your head like this is about to electrocute me to death?
And to make matters worse, it's called Gruesome Gert.
Gruesome Gertie. So it had a full name, Gertrude. They just called it. So, and they strap you like one arm to each handle. They strap your legs. They strap your waist, and they strap like your head back against the.
And you're
Thing.
pump it up. Like
Yes.
that sucks.
That sucks.
Like
there's-
hopefully it's quick.
But if it's not done right, if somebody who's flips the switch who doesn't know what they're doing,
Was hers done right?
I mean, she died. So I guess. But there have been a lot of instances of that's why they don't use the electric chair anymore. Is because it's kind of a not very reliable way to do it.
Did you see recently? I can't remember what state it was, but it was some southern state. They let this guy pick how he was gonna die. Like
What would you pick? I'd pick lethal injection.
I researched that. What they
God.
inject you with makes you like torture to death. Like you're suffocating yourself.
Well, what would you pick then, Archimedes?
Shot in the head.
Oh God, he
This
picked
guy,
that.
he picked a firing range.
Oh, that's
So like
so morbid.
13 people were just like boom, 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 like just shot him up.
And okay, I read
No.
something.
Right?
No.
I read
It
something
literally was
about
called
a
firing
me. I wouldn't
squad.
firing
do that.
squad. Yeah, I wouldn't
Send
do
me
that.
out of an
wouldn't want
airplane,
all of that.
36,000
Just
feet.
drop
Just
me out.
let me go.
That's true.
You're gonna die before you even get to the ground because you're probably gonna have a heart attack by the time you hit
Yeah.
the ground.
That's true.
I wouldn't want the firing squad because I'm like, what if one hits me in like my like stomach or
Just
my
take,
nipple?
Take Caleb.
Like-
take Caleb deer hunting. You're the deer. 100 yards out and just
just like running through the
What does he
forest.
say on Parks and Rec? Tom's like, I think this guy wants to hunt me. Where he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how fast can you run?
Yes.
But you know, on firing squads, that there's however many people, one person has the real bullet and everybody else has blanks, so nobody knows who actually fired the kill shot. Like it's done on purpose. So
you feel better about yourself?
So you don't know 100% if you fired the shot that killed the person. That's why there's more than one person that does it. Fun fact.
I wouldn't care. Like if you killed like a family member of mine.
It's hard. It's hard to. I don't know.
Not for me.
We're not going to get into the debate of the death penalty on this podcast because we don't research enough to have opinions. We just tell you fun stories. But
yeah, about Gert, the mobile electric chair.
Gruesome Gertie, the mobile electric chair. And there's more stories about people who were put to death by her. Yeah. Old Gertie Gert.
I wonder what Gert looked like.
Oh, it looked like something that would be like in a weird like outhouse.
Gruesome.
You didn't know how to spell the word gruesome?
No, I wasn't going to try to spell gruesome. Gruesome Gertie.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a royal throne, kind of.
Yeah, and it's wooden.
It's wooden, because wood doesn't conduct electricity, because they want all the electricity to go to you, not the wood.
Oh.
Basic science, Archimedes. Yeah. Doesn't that suck? So, yeah, Toni Jo, the first and only woman ever executed by electric chair in the state of Louisiana.
There's an article that says, will Louisiana turn back to Gertie?
When was that written?
Oh, I already clicked off it. I don't know. Man, that was good.
Thank you.
I liked that.
It was a little different.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
As you cough.
Yes, but it was good.
Well, Jonah, I want to thank you for sticking around after we had the ghost turn off the power.
My pleasure.
But it's a fun story.
Can I have just one note?
Yes.
Yes.
Or one thing I thought about that I did not want to interrupt on?
Please.
Yes.
Is like let's say you're like getting walked up to like go get on the electric chair, right? Mm-hmm. But like just the idea and knowing that it's a mobile one, like would you prefer like one that's like built into the concrete?
Like
this
bolted
is the
to the
only
floor?
place, this is like where it is, or it's like, no, we got this mobile one that is like where everyone, like we shop this around to like Lafayette.
Like you're not the only
we go
one.
to Baton Rouge, we go to wherever. And it's like this freaking thing. Like I'm not going. Like
it's
I'm not
like a porta potty.
I'm not gonna die out like a supervillain in this big old.
Big.
That's
true.
Like
I agree with that.
It's like a blood center, like RV. It's like this is where everyone goes.
Yep.
And then you're just getting old little Gertie.
Because Louisiana is so cheap, they don't want to build a bunch of them.
This is just on the wheels.
And
here.
then think about this.
It is so Louisiana. It's not even funny.
There's a guy on payroll to drive Gertie around. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Pump it up. Like, oh my God.
Like, what was he listening to on the way there? Like,
I don't know.
He was on state payroll driving Gertie around in the back of an ice cream truck.
I could do that job.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be listening. What was the time period again?
1940.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Man, what would your last words be?
Well, we've kind of talked about this before because Jonah had said, like, you would say something that would confuse people. Like, the world is flat and they're killing me because I know things or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I said, I got my opportunity at Marshall's.
Mine would be Balenciaga.
Yeah. Or I think I would want to say something to intentionally confuse people, especially if I was being put to death and I didn't do it. I would do something to totally inconvenience.
I would just be like, I just pooped my pants. And then they'd have to get me up.
No, your last words were, I be tootin'.
I be tootin'. What was that one? What? Someone was like, what would your last words be? And he was like, dermatology, because it's a very long word. Or something like that. Like it took the most time to say. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yep. We'd have to think about that a little bit. But something that would totally inconvenience everybody. Like, I saw all of these elected officials doing something shady and y'all need to go invest. Like, I would make something up.
Yeah.
That way they had to go investigate it.
I need to think on that for a minute.
Yeah, which, by the way, is kind of a tangent, but not really. I'm watching a really good show on Netflix right now. Are you having a baby? What's happening?
Y'all didn't hear that.
Are you having contractions?
No. Buzzo just went, oh.
Oh, well, I won't even tell the story.
No,
then.
tell it. It's
I'm
fine.
watching a show on Netflix called Bodies, B-O-D, Body. And it is a British true crime show. It's not like real, it's fictional. But it
Okay.
has Stephen Graham in it, who I love. He is a character actor. Do you remember one of the sidekick pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean?
No.
That says, "Hello, puppet." That
Yes.
one's
Hello,
him.
puppet.
Okay, I remember
I
him.
love him. He is
Okay.
in it. But it is about a body that is found in the same place in London in different time periods. And like 5 different detectives from different time periods are trying to solve the same murder.
That's pretty lit.
And it's like
Because I think time travel
and
could
it's
kind
like
of be real.
time travel, and it is so good. It's so good.
What's that on?
Netflix.
Okay, I might have to.
It's
start
like
that
one
tonight while I eat
detective
my
is in like the
beans.
1800s, then the next one's in the 1940s, then the next one is in
Sorry.
2023, and then the next one is like 2070 something.
Oh, I want to watch that.
It's so good. Anything that's like, but Stephen Graham he's also in that new show Adolescence that's like big on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's finally getting his flowers because I love him. He played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, and he is fantastic. And I'm
Good
so
for
glad
him.
he's finally getting some love. But he was
Round
my
of applause.
Hello Puppet. That's where most of the millennials will know him. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, that was good.
Thank you. Jonah, do you have anything for the good of the pod?
Sheesh. Subscribe
Sheesh.
to the YouTubes.
Leave a review.
Yep, leave a
Download every
review.
episode.
Download every app. And also, big shout out to all the sponsors.
Correct.
Actually seek them out because they're
Yeah.
great local spots, and they really care about the Big Bad Boot.
They do.
They do.
And they're very curated to Caleb and Katie, so they really care about it. They're not going to do a sponsor that they don't like or enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Every sponsor they have is always something that they've had a good experience with or people that they enjoy. So they are
Amen.
not BS sponsors. They really
No.
are people that you can go out and support and love, and they give the love back. So that's super important to a show like this.
Amen.
And yeah.
Thanks, John. That is important. Like I
is.
think people hear it in our ads. Like we've had a lot of sponsors just say whatever you want
Right.
Oh,
because they
literally.
know that we're customers of theirs and we're
Yeah.
gonna give good reviews and give honest feedback. So now that's not to say if Topo Chico wants to
Right.
give us money,
Yes.
I'll
Right.
take it.
Yes.
Correct.
But support local. That's what we're all about. And
Yep.
Louisiana brands.
Yeah, Tony Sasheries, I'm looking at you. Come on.
Tabasco.
Yeah,
We're just gonna keep saying things till it happens.
Yeah. It will.
literally. Dolly Parton, if you're listening.
Her husband recently passed away.
I saw R.I.P. Carl Dean.
Carl Dean.
Rest in peace, King.
Yeah. You have anything? Caleb is a degenerate. New shirt on the merch store, bigbadbootmerch.com.
Does not come with
I need-
Chi-Chi Chillers.
Hey, can I have that one too?
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
I'll buy
will,
that one.
I
I'll buy
will
that one.
order it
No.
tonight for you.
Okay.
That can be our late penalty for
Yeah.
you since it took so long.
Jonah's been asking for a shirt since
our
August
producer has
2024.
been like, hey, you guys.
Hey, so
Can I know what?
yeah.
Hey guys, I just really wanted that T-shirt. If you anytime you
Remember how you said
Mom.
yeah. Well, thanks everybody. Thank you for the support of the pod. We're having so much fun. And
Woo.
Caleb is so ready. I can see it in his eyes to go eat red beans and cornbread. So we're going to wrap this up.
I can see butter, a slab of butter melting on a piece of cornbread right now.
So remember, God made you.
And then we're going to.
So be kind to one another.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy tootin'.
Happy tootin'.
The Big Bad Boot is produced by Lettuce Media and edited by Mallory and Jonah.
Our music was produced by Macro Tracks. Our super cool logo was designed by AWC Graphics. And our sense of humor and childhood trauma was sponsored by Kelly and Abby Morse.